to this conversation brought to you by White House Custom Color. I'm Jed Toffer, and today I'm sitting with Tomayia Colvin. Hi, Tomayia.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
A little sleepy.
You know.
We're at WPPI.
We're at WPPI, yes.
So anybody that knows what that means
right.
knows why we're sleepy.
Yes, and why we're trucking.
Because this is like day 4 for some people.
Right.
And we got day 5 tomorrow, which is the last day. And if you can survive that long at WPPI, you're doing a good job.
Very good job.
How many times have you been here for this conference?
This is my 3rd year.
Your 3rd year.
Yes.
So you know.
I know.
You're not surprised by anything. You know that by this time.
You're tired and you should be getting rest at night.
Mm-hmm. You need it.
Yes. Yeah. Because there's no other way to just keep going. No.
I agree with you 100%. So tell us a little bit about who you are.
So I'm Tomayia.
Mm-hmm.
I am from Houston, Texas. I've lived there my entire life.
Is that right? Born and raised?
Born and raised in Houston.
Yeah.
I have 2 children, Grace and Ivory. Grace is 14. Ivory is 10.
Mm-hmm.
What else should we know? Let's see. That's all. Like, your personal bio is so not vain, but you're like.
Well, everyone worries about that. I get it. You are a photographer.
Yes, that is correct. Thank you.
I'm helping. I'm helping. I'm here to help.
Thank you.
We're tired.
Yeah.
You are a photographer, and do you specialize in seniors? That's right.
I do. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so kindly.
Okay.
Whew, I'm back on. All right. So I am a high school senior photographer.
Yeah.
I have been photographing seniors for 5 years.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes. I am by trade in life I was a high school teacher, middle school and high school teacher. And I did that for 10 years.
Oh my. Okay.
Yeah. So I've been in the classroom. And education is really, that's my thing.
That's your passion.
Education is really my passion.
And you're getting your doctorate, is that right?
I'm getting a doctorate in educational leadership.
That's fantastic.
That's how big into education I am.
When at this point does it look like you'll be Dr. Colvin?
In 2.5 years. Yeah.
So do you have to do like the thesis?
I'm doing a dissertation.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Good for you.
Oof.
Won't it feel good to be called Dr. Colvin?
It will be.
That's exciting.
This process in between, it's very grueling.
Is it?
Yes.
Especially with 2 little girls.
It's a boy and a girl.
Oh, I thought you said Grace and
Ivory. Yeah, Ivory's a boy.
Is that right?
Yeah, I forgot to tell you that.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that.
I'm sorry.
Boy, and you get one of each.
Yeah.
That's what I have, a little girl and a little boy.
Yeah. So
it's the best.
So that's pretty much it. And I have two books that are best-selling.
Is that right?
Maya's Big Adventures and Jackson Maxwell Saves Christmas. I have 2 books.
Wow. Yeah. You got a lot going on.
A little bit. Just a tad. Yeah.
Good for you. That's actually, that ties, I feel like that ties in really well to the topic that you chose. Purpose.
Purpose, yes.
Just tell me a little bit about that to get that started. I want to know what you think.
So when I walked in, you were like, okay, let's talk about it, and like what gets you up in the morning. And I think that if you are not living a purposeful life, it is very hard to get up in the morning and kind of find like what you're supposed to be doing.
Do you know what that's like?
Which part?
Having a hard time getting up in the morning because you have trouble with what your purpose is. Or
not knowing what your purpose is.
Yeah.
Or having a job or a career that you know isn't really your purpose. So you're not fulfilled in that area. So it's kind of like getting up, clocking in for a check.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're not really being fulfilled from that activity or that job that you're doing. You're just going there for a paycheck.
Does that tie in really well into what you're doing with your doctorate?
That is everything that I'm doing with my doctorate.
Talk about that a little bit. Describe what that means and what that looks like for you.
So for me, growing up in the area that I did, I don't know anyone at all that is Dr.
Yeah.
Whatever. So For us, it was really big to get out of high school to graduate. So we did that. And then it's almost like if you receive the bachelor's degree, like, oh, wow, like that's like amazing. Right?
Yeah.
And then, you go on to get a master's degree, and then it's like, whoa, okay.
Like, what are you even doing?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then going back to school this time, this is really the most purposeful one, because I think everybody kind of goes to college more like a push from your parents.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of us like get that first degree or that first, job or whatever, just to appease your parents.
Yeah, initially, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And it's not like, this is not like my purpose. This is not what I'm doing.
Right.
It's just to get your parents off your back.
Right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah. So I think like the older that you get, the more you learn about yourself and pretty much like what drives you, like what's your thing. And for me, education is really, that's that thing.
Why?
I had a high school teacher named Miss Lindsay, and she pretty much took me under her wing and was that mentor for me, someone that I could look up to. And so for me, I know that there are a lot of little girls and little boys that don't have mentors, and they kind of fall by the wayside. I think that for me, my life's mission is to pick up those people.
What did it look like when she took you under her wing?
It looked like someone checking on me to make sure, making sure that I had, my, the paperwork for college and the applications and the financial aid forms. And someone like really looking, genuinely caring and looking out for you. Yeah.
So that's what's motivating you to go as far as you're going to go and
To
get your
help
doctorate.
someone else. Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you do with that on the other side of your doctorate?
So my dissertation topic is Black female photographers and the factors that contribute to their success as it relates to the self-determination theory. That's
Okay. Ooh, unpack that a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to know more about that.
Okay. So this is why this is kind of like driving it all home. So on the plane, on the way here, I had to do some research, obviously some homework. And one of the topics that came up was that a lot of like Black women, in order to kind of move up in the industry or move up in their career, one of the things that's holding them back is like a lack of mentors.
Okay.
Okay. And so for me, if I'm able to take someone under my wing and kind of show them the ropes, then I got it. Because for someone who's like here at WPPI, who's never been before, just purchased a camera, they don't know anything about a business, just kind of feeling their way out. Imagine someone taking them by the hand and saying, oh, hey, I'll help you along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine what the industry would be like if we just reach back.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what part of your purpose, if I'm hearing it correctly, is to do that yourself and encourage others to do that, both in the photography industry and in the education space.
Absolutely. Yeah, and they tie in. So people get angry and they get frustrated because they say, oh, all these shoot and burn photographers are coming in, blah, blah, blah.
Right. Oh, I've heard it a couple times.
Yeah. I heard it today on the trade room floor.
You heard it already.
I heard it today. Oh, they're ruining the industry.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, okay, but what if you reach back and instead of like griping and complaining about that person, what if you reached out to them and showed them a profit and loss statement? What if you show them like proper marketing and advertising things? What if you actually show them how to use their camera or flash versus saying, oh, they just gave away all the discs. Well, teach them the importance of it.
Why do people not do that?
I think that sometimes we get caught up in like ourselves and just looking out for ourselves, that we don't really consider other people. And there's enough business for everyone. And so some people are like, oh, if I teach somebody, they're going to take all my clients. Well, hell, it could happen.
Yes.
It could.
It does happen.
Yeah.
Sure.
It might.
Right.
But I believe that there is enough business to sustain all of us.
Right.
Especially if you're doing things right, and I think things will come back to you.
Right.
Yeah. And so, why aren't people helping other people? I think it's,
they're afraid.
They're afraid that someone's going to, steal all their clients, copy all their editing moves, all their poses, go to the same location, steal all their clients.
How come you're not afraid?
I think I can't be duplicated.
There it is. It's the best answer I've ever heard to that question. I'm not even joking.
Really?
Yeah, you kind of just knocked me back a little bit.
Oh.
Not only because of what you said, but because of how fast you said it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Where does that confidence come from? What do you attribute? I really want to know this now, because what do you attribute? Is it bravery, or that lack of fear, or that fantastic confidence that you have? Where does that come from?
I have no idea.
Because it's there. It's fast.
Oh, I don't even know.
I can't be duplicated.
I can't. I really can't. Like, who else is going to walk in here with fluffy hair, take off their shoes, sit up, and like, come on, let's talk.
You got your feet up.
Yeah. Like, who else is going to do that?
You're the only one that has so far.
Okay. So.
And I love it. You're right. So far, you're right. You cannot be duplicated.
Correct.
But here's the piece. Here's the extra piece about you. Not only is that part true, but you have a self-awareness of it. Like, we're talking about it now because you're aware of that.
Right. Like, that's who I am. And I think, okay, so here's the deal. And I think Roberto Venezuela talked about it yesterday in his talk. And he said, like, so many people tell him the wrong stuff, right? Like the wrong things to do.
Like the don'ts.
Yeah.
Right.
No, like, they told him what they thought was right.
Right. Okay.
But it was all wrong.
I see.
Yeah.
They told him the wrong things to do.
Yeah.
He got bad advice.
Bad
Okay.
advice.
Okay.
It was really bad. But I think, I don't know. It's like me, I guess the self-confidence is that it took me a very long time to become this woman.
Yeah.
And really, like, truly love and care for her. Like, I'm speaking in third person. Like,
I get
it's not
it.
me. But
I get it.
like, to really love and care for Tomayia and love her and love her fluffy hair. Love the fact that I'm comfortable in my own skin.
Yeah.
And not what everybody thinks I'm supposed to be.
Do you think that that's a rare thing these days?
Authenticity, yes. Because I think so many times people want this curated life that people post on social media.
Yeah.
And like that's become like the industry standard
Yeah.
of like curation.
Right. No,
Like-
you're right.
Like, whose house looks like that every day? Like, who are your children? You know, like, my children do not act like this.
Yeah.
You know, like,
they are not the same.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, your house looks like this today?
Yeah.
You don't have 10 loads of laundry. Really? Yeah, it's like, really?
Yep.
That's your life.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, let's look at this. Let me post, 9 squares, and this is like your entire life. I am imperfect. And I think once you say, okay, you know what, I'm not perfect. It is what it is. Like, and I tell people that I'm not perfect. Like, don't expect me to be perfect. Yeah.
And you're talking your clients, you're talking people you work with in the educational system.
Yeah.
Right.
Period. Just don't, because like people, like I don't have like a perfect curated feed.
Yeah.
Like I probably do now because I hired somebody to do that.
Well, that's different.
Yeah.
You got somebody to make
she
it
has
perfect.
a job.
Yeah.
Her job is to make that feed look good.
Yeah. Right.
But if I were sitting there like, oh, let me do this, you know, no, I mean, I hired her because it would be like 4 days and I'd be like, oops, you know, I should probably post on Instagram now,
Right.
you know?
Right.
So that's her job. But, that entire facade of, oh, we should do this and our clients will love us, man. I just think that people will love you and respect you the more honest that you are. And just keep it real with people. Just tell them, hey, I need to pick up my kids from school.
Yeah. Right.
And there are times,
and they should get it.
They should get it. Like, I am a single mom of 2 kids, right? This is my real life. Sometimes I will show up at clients' weddings when I was doing weddings, and they would be like, where are your kids?
Oh.
Yes. My children would be sitting at the table with the guests, and I would be in the vendor room eating.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Purpose.
Right. What do you say to somebody that struggles with it?
With their purpose?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people that I've come across. I mean, it's not hard to get into a conversation with somebody if it matters.
Yeah.
And you're in a position to do that, to talk about purpose. And do you not see a lot of people that are aimless or don't know what their purpose is or can't figure it out?
I think that there are a lot of people trying to live other people's purpose. That's what I think. I think there is a lot of duplication happening in the industry. So if like there can be like 10 or 15 Sue Bryces. Like, no. Sue is Sue.
Sue is Sue.
Sue is Sue.
Yeah.
You go find Sarah.
Yeah.
And be the best Sarah
Yeah.
that you can be. Like,
Right.
because Sue can't be duplicated.
Right.
You can only be Sarah. Like, you can't like put me in the oven and bake 5 more Tomayas.
Right.
Yeah, you just can't do it. Like, it would be so cute, but
it would be great if you could.
It would be great.
But you can't do it.
I can't do it. Like, I can't do it.
Yeah.
But so you can't, and that's why I tell people, like, don't try to like emulate what I'm doing. Find pieces and nuggets from these amazing women, these amazing instructors, and then craft your own story.
Yeah.
But you have to figure out, like, everyone's like into like dark and moody pictures right now.
That is a thing.
Yeah, so I won't talk about it, so I don't want to get in trouble. But
you have said enough, I think.
Okay.
That is it. I get it.
Okay. I'm not into that.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure that if I switch presets, I would be like hella popular.
Yeah. Because that's a big deal right now.
That's a big deal right now.
Yes.
But I don't like that.
Yeah. It's not you.
That's not me.
Right.
Nothing about me says dark and moody.
Right. Right.
Nothing.
Right.
It should be like colorful and vibrant and life.
Yeah.
So I'm choosing at this moment not to download those presets and use them on my photo. I'm making a personal decision to say, no, I don't want matte. I don't want dark and moody. I want vibrant and life.
To stick to who you are.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned something about grabbing things from a few different photographers and then maybe assembling that as to part of who you are and make it your own, and then that's who you are. Who have you done that with people? Who do you look to? Who do you grab from?
Who do I grab from? I grab from a lot of people. I have been listening to Tony Evans.
He's a doctor, is he not? Is it not?
Sure.
Is it not Dr. Tony Evans?
Probably. I don't know.
I like him because maybe I got the wrong guy, but Tony Evans, he yells when he talks.
He does. And my son is like, why is he sounding like that?
He just
like,
talks, but he's yelling, but he's just talking.
Yeah, he's just talking regular.
I've listened to him for a long time.
I listened to his podcast.
Oh, I haven't heard his does he yell on his podcast? Is that just it? Is the same?
Same. So much so my son is like, Mommy, what is happening on this podcast?
Tony Evans. Okay, I like that. Okay, there's one.
Photography wise, it would definitely be Tracy Brown, and it would be Latasha Haynes, and it would be like LaToya Dixon. And these are like really strong, phenomenal women.
Yep.
Yeah. like super strong.
So you grab from strength is what you're looking for. What do you get from Dr. Evans? What's the piece that you pull from outside of the industry, right?
From him
into who you are.
That why part.
Help me with that.
So you have to listen to him, but his whole thing is just making sure what you're doing is all based on your why. That's it. So
is that another way to talk? Is not another way to say purpose? I mean, we're talking about purpose, right?
Right, but your why, like that's pretty much what drives like your business, and everything you do. And so, purpose. I just posted a photo on Instagram. I posted it myself when I was on the way over here. And so my daughter sent me a message because she's following me on Instagram. I haven't posted a whole lot, so she hasn't seen like a whole lot of what I'm doing. And she was like, "Oh, mommy, look at you." Right. Like, and she gave me a compliment like I was looking so cute. Right. That's what she said. And so purpose, my why, to be a role model for this young little person that is coming behind me. Yeah. That is my why. Like, I don't ever want her to look in the mirror or come to a conference and say, "Hey, I don't see another Black woman."
Oh, yeah.
"I don't see anyone that looks like me." Or, "I'm not really sure where I fit in the industry." I don't ever want her to feel like that. And so for me, my purpose is to make sure her or any other young person, little girl, can look up and say, "Oh, there is someone that existed." Same thing with the dissertation and
right.
Same thing.
Right.
Yeah, it's like leaving a legacy.
Yeah.
Like once
that's exactly what that is.
Like once I leave this earth, the work that I do with the dissertation, that will be here forever. And then my daughter will be able to see herself in me.
If you could give advice to that younger generation, just a piece of advice from you to them, with all this in mind, what would you say?
I think social media, as great as it is almost teaching our generation to not be so authentic.
Yeah.
And to be a lot of followers and do things for attention seeking, for a lot of likes or, a lot of comments and this type of thing. And if I could give one piece of advice, I would just say, really stay true to your purpose and to what you truly believe in. And even if you are the only person who believes in that, what you stand for, then you have to go with it.
Yeah.
Because when I applied, when I said, okay, I'm going to school to get my doctorate degree, my own family said, "What the hell? Like,
yep.
What? Why? What is happening? You're a photographer. Why do you need a doctorate degree?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And, but I had to believe in myself so much that on the days when I wanted to quit, or the days that I have to go back, like right now, back to my hotel room and I have to do my work, I have to believe in that more than anyone else on this earth.
Yeah. That's fantastic advice. I feel like you're a sage. Like I could sit and listen. I want to.
We'll be here forever.
You know what? This was really great. Thank you for giving me your time.
You're welcome.
And your efforts and your energy to have such a meaningful conversation.
Oh.
We could have talked about posing or pricing or lighting or whatever we could talk about. And I'm sure that those would have been great topics, marketing for seniors or whatever, but you chose a topic that really means something. And you spoke from the heart, I can tell. I wish people could see you.
Oh.
Because it just comes right out of you. And so thank you for doing that with me.
You're very welcome. And I think that if you have a photography business and you are truly living your purpose, everything will fall in line. Like there will not be a day that you get up and you're like, well, there may be some if you don't have coffee. But but for the most days, if you have some caffeine, you can still push through because that's what you want to do, right? Yep. So for me, these high school seniors, they're not just like clients. I mean, technically they are, but that's that legacy that I want to leave behind. I want to be that role model. I want to be that person that a high school senior, they can look at me and say, oh, I like that about her. Yeah. I appreciate that. Yeah. I like the way she does this. I see that she's going to school. I see that she's juggling so many things. I think I can do that too. And so for me, like I could photograph any genre that I wanted to, but my heart and my passion is with high school seniors.
With those kids, yeah.
It's with the kids. Like that is truly like adults. But
insert funny face after the word adults.
Yes, adults. Adults can be a drag. But high school seniors and high schoolers and children, like they're so impressionable. And even when they get attitudes, because they're hormonal. Yeah, there's that. You still love on them and you nurture them and you help mold them to be the people that piece of them, just like Miss Lindsay saw in me. Yes. Yeah. You help mold that next generation or that next high school senior or that next client into the person that you believe that they could be. Because sometimes they may not be able to see it yet. Right. So you have to kind of take them and mold them and say, hey, I think you'll be great at this, or have you considered going to this school? Do you need help with that application? Or do you even need a ride to take the SAT? Because not everybody is affluent and can afford these things. Or do you even need money for food? Like whatever. What do you need? But if they have somebody like she was for me, if I could be that person to somebody else, then I think I've done my life's work.
Very well said. I wish you the absolute best of luck in your pursuits and in your endeavors. They are noble.
Thank you.
I am inspired as I look out at these mountains. I'm waiting for some music to play and like the credits to roll and that was great.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time. Have a great rest of the convention.
Thank you.